Hoy me estoy bautizando porque yo estoy segura de que amo a Dios y yo nací católica y, como ya dije, mi tía, ella me empezó a contar como hace 3 años acerca de Big Stuff y me contó acerca de que te bautizan y como a mi primo también lo bautizaron. Me ha contado muchas cosas, sus hermosas palabras que siempre me dice y todo lo que me ha contado me ha llevado a esta decisión. Lo que más me gustó de Big Stuff fueron las pláticas porque te enseñan cosas muy importantes y en la forma que te cuentan, que te lo explican, les salen muy rápido, es lo que más me ha gustado y pues también conocer a personas nuevas. Yo soy Geraldine y me quiero bautizar porque quiero que Dios sepa, Jesús sepa que lo quiero mucho y que lo quiero seguir.
Pues creo que estoy como en un momento especial en el que puedo permitir que Dios entre a mi vida porque Él depende de todo y pues yo dependo de Él. Tengo como esas ganas de bautizarme y empezar como desde el principio. No he tenido una relación cercana, no voy a la iglesia todos los domingos y por eso quiero acercarme. Me gustaría que cambiara todo en mi vida, no hay alguna razón especial para dejar a Dios entrar, sino es en general. Lo que más me ha gustado de Big Stuff son las pláticas, la manera en que te hacen entender las cosas que Dios quiere para nosotros. Soy Yoirami y quiero que Dios y Jesucristo entren en mi vida para siempre.
My name is Ariel Williams and I'm in 9th grade. I wanted to get baptized because I thought I was ready and I wanted to give my life to Jesus Christ. Well, this decision mainly came from my mother and the teachers from Kids Shack and most of my youth leaders from the youth group. They usually talk to me about Jesus Christ and baptism and stuff like that. I want to let everyone know that I gave my life to Jesus, and I would like to thank my mom, dad, my brothers and my sister, my youth leaders, and all the people in Kids Shack.
N-O-H, Noah, that's my name. Yeah. I'm 18 and I go to Miami Killian. It kind of hit me like in Big Stuff, like in the week, how like a small group like started hitting me like I should get closer to God, I should get baptized. So like I was thinking to myself, like one night I just thought to myself and I was like I'm gonna get baptized. Cause like how my dad was in the hospital like, going through stuff, so I felt like it was a good thing like to get closer to God. Cause the way I was behaving and stuff, like I just like hang around the bad crowd and like I was just behaving bad and stuff, getting in trouble and stuff. It was bad, so like immediately get close to God, like I tried like changing my life around to be a good kid. My life kind of been changing cause like instead of me going out partying and stuff, like I've been like staying home, spending time with my family and like stuff like that. I haven't been like doing some crazy stuff. I've been staying out of trouble, behaving in school and stuff too. Well, I want to thank Jesus for being my savior and my father, and like also I want to thank the church for accepting me and stuff, and I want to give some support to like Seabass, Nico, and Marty for always like being there when I was down and stuff like that, and then like all my homies and my homeboys and stuff like that for always having my back too.
What made me want me to get baptized was it was the last day at Big Stuff and the worship, like it really touched me, and I feel like God was just telling me like it's time for you to get baptized. I remember in Kids Shack when Claudia would have like helpers and everything, and they would always do an act, and I would always want to participate and I'd always learn like that, like I couldn't just be sitting down, I had to like be there and like be the actor. I had like a shirt on my head and I had to pretend to be a king. Yeah, when I was small, I really didn't know if God was real. I don't know, I just didn't feel anything. But then growing up, I had friends that it would encourage me to get closer to God. So that's what really helped me to be where I'm at. After I made my decision, I started thinking stuff I had to do and how to be better, trying to be someone new and just make a better life out of it. On Sundays, I would go out of the lobby and then I'd see just welcoming people and smiles and everything. So I kind of wanted to do that and just welcome people and help them out and know that we're always open for them, hope with open doors. I'm here to say I love Jesus and I declare that he's my Lord and Savior, and I want to thank my mom and my dad for bringing me to church and my brothers for always being there for me.
My name is Samuel Cabezas Gomez. I was born in Cuba. I remember boarding the plane. I was pretty nervous because I was I've never been on a plane before. So I was kind of scared, but I was cool, I'm going to a country that's actually good. I used to go to church with my family in Cuba. That's where I learned about God and Jesus and stuff. I've told you about how Cuba, when I went off the plane to America, I went wow, God gave us enough money to go here. I'm very grateful. I wanna follow his footsteps and help others and tell them about God and make a lot of people know about God and love him. I wanna get baptized because I like following God, because he does this amazing thing and he loves everyone even if they do anything wrong. So that's pretty cool, because God, even if you make mistakes, he can still help you. If you pray to him, he'll give you it, but you have to wait for later for what you want now. I like to thank everyone here, and I also like to thank my teachers and my pastors for teaching me about this wonderful person named God and Jesus. Also, I wanted to let the whole world know that Jesus is my only Savior, and I'll follow him until the day I die. Bye.
I was born in Cuba and I went to church in Cuba, and I used to do dance in the church, dancing as a group, and it's just part of the church. And that's pretty much what I remember from Cuba. I don't remember that much except my family and stuff. So I would just walk through life not really caring. I don't know, I was kind of lost, and I was there's something missing. There's something that I haven't been doing correctly, and it's that sometimes I would forget to pray, and I was oh, whatever, I can just do it whenever. For example, with my food, I would just sit at the table, start eating, and forget to pray. I was oh, whatever, I'll just do it tomorrow or something. But no, it's really important to thank God, because he's the one that gave you that food. He's the one that's providing for you, and you have to thank him for all of that. I want to get baptized because I want to follow Jesus, and I want to stay focused on that path, because that's what's going to help you throughout life. And when the time comes when God is going to judge you, and you need to know where you stand, what you've done throughout your life, that's really going to help decide, oh, you've done good, you know what you were doing, you were following Christ, you were doing the right thing, and now it's time for you to spend eternity with him. I want to thank my parents for guiding me and teaching me and keeping me in the church, telling me, oh, you have to go to church. And I want to thank Gabby, she's my leader, she's my youth group leader, and I want to thank her so much because she's helped me a lot in this growing relationship with Jesus and with God. And I'm here to say that I want to follow Jesus Christ for the rest of my life.
decided to get baptized because I truly now understand what Jesus' sacrifice was, and now that I want to let the world know that I accept him as my Lord and Savior. You know, I see the leaders around me, and they're a great example, and they've led me through this life, and I can honestly say that Jesus Christ is the reason that I'm doing all this. I feel like this past year, truly like being out of school and truly experiencing the world firsthand has shown, you know, how strong my faith is and that this is what I need to do. I would like to let everyone know that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I love him, and I want to follow him for the rest of my life. And I honestly would like to thank Jose Matos and Mauricio Torres for bringing me basically to the church, because without them I would not be here. And my father and my grandmother for basically, you know, doing everything that they can for me. And I know raising me was not easy, so I want to thank them, always bringing me to church, and it actually stuck in my head, and I want to thank you for that, Dad. I'd also like to thank Claudia, because in Kid Shack growing up, I listened to those stories, and they really meant a lot to me, and you know, it really is something special that what, you know, they're doing with raising the little children up in the group.
I've always believed in God. I always knew there was a God up there. My grandfather and my mom believe in God. They go to church. I never went to church. The only time, well, I started going to church when the tragedy of my family happened, that my husband died and my sister died. I was really angry at God. My mom took me to Casa Alabanza, and then, you know, I felt relieved, but I was angry. I felt like peace going into God's house, into Jesus Christ's house. You know, it made me feel good, you know, realize that, you know, I wanted to get baptized and accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and my Savior. I want to thank my grandfather Pedro and my mom Aurelis, and I also want to thank Casa Alabanza for opening their doors to me. I want to let everybody know that I want to get baptized because I found peace through Jesus Christ, and I want him to be my Lord and Savior.
So I think I really decided to accept Jesus in my heart this past big stuff. It kind of happened during worship. One of the songs, Reckless Love, is a song that I really connected with. Just listening to the words and shouting them at the top of my lungs every night that week, like the more I did it, the more real those words became to me. And it just made me feel loved by Jesus. One of the quiet times at Big Stuff, I sat with Danny at the beach. I never really opened up how I truly felt about the topic to anyone until that moment that I sat with my best friend Danny, who I've known since I was like a little baby. And then the words that were coming out of his mouth just made sense to me. And it was kind of like a wake-up call saying, you gotta do this now, like you're ready. Doing, you know, God time with my parents every night as a little kid in elementary. And at the time, like, I didn't think how important it would be to me later on in life, and how that was kind of like the solid foundation for my relationship. And Kid Shack, you know, Claudia, all the people there, they're always there for me, and I appreciate that a lot. I guess I'm growing up, and I look at a lot of things differently than I would have when I was like, I don't know, 12. I actually like pay attention to the messages at youth, and I find a way to relate it to, you know, whatever I'm feeling or going through. And then it just makes me want to get closer to God. And I think that getting baptized is an important step in that process. And I just want to thank, first of all, my parents for basically bringing me into the church since I was a baby, and, you know, investing all their time into me in terms of my relationship. I appreciate that because they never really gave up on me. They were always there, and that kind of helped shaped me into the person I am today. I also want to thank all the youth leaders. They all did something or said something that impacted me, whether it was in a big or small way. Danny, specifically, for kind of being a role model, even though we're like almost the same age, because there's certain qualities about him that I would always look up to, and it influenced me in a positive way. And I want to also thank just everyone from the church, everyone that has like impacted me in such a way that, you know, made me realize that my life is, you know, it has meaning and I want to live it with Jesus. Just want to say that I love Jesus. He's my Lord and Savior. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him and what he did on the cross.